Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate here at Champions Real Estate Team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark Wehner, the second team leader here, and we jump on every Wednesday, go what's going on in the real estate market from a real estate side, also from the mortgage side with Russ Williams at Williams Mortgage joining us today as well. We like to start out with a quick tip. So, quick tip: just had this happen recently. Looking at the Douglas County Assessor tax valuation, seeing the tax number at the 2023 valuation of a certain amount, but the 2024 one has basically been posted as far as what the assessed value is, but the tax amount has not been posted yet. So you want to make sure when you're writing a contract or any of those type of things, you have a good idea what's going on in the so you're making sure you know what your assessed value for 2023. You can take the mill levy, multiply, if it's 2.9, 2.9% of 400,000 or whatever that number is, that would give you, that new assessed value, a good estimate of what that tax assessed value is going to be. So, but got my little helper here joining me. He heard me on TV, so he's wants to jump on. So, let's get Camden on here. So that's kind of our quick tip. Oh, there's Camden. Say hi, buddy. Hi, everybody. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, so we're here. As far as that's our quick tip, just make sure you get your ducks in a row on that assessed value when you're looking at houses, when you're writing contracts. That's obviously going to affect your monthly payment going forward, escrows and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's our quick tip. Just pay attention to those. And let me share screen for what's going on in the real estate market here. So over the last 7 days, we had 504 new listings go live in the last 7 days, 339 new contracts, and 317 happy new homeowners. So, yeah, that number's gone down a little bit from the previous week. So, I think we're coming in, obviously, the fall season, obviously Halloween's tomorrow. You want to get down and play? You just want to be on camera, don't you? You see yourself. But yeah, so the listing I just had go live on Friday, that basically I talked to my clients, and then what is very, very important, I can't stress this enough, is knowing what's going on in that neighborhood. And I said to my clients at the table when we're kind of talking about pricing, you want to be the bridesmaid or be the bride? And I kind of joked about that. Well, sure enough, we listed that house. We saw in there on the showing service site that you basically had, I think it was 17 showings between those other two listings that were live, actually, or three. One was pending, so we would have been the fourth. So there's 17 showings. I go, that's your buyer pool. That's all you have being shown in this neighborhood in the last 30 days, and those houses have been on the market for 30 days. I go, that's what we're not having a huge buyer pool, so we're not going to get a whole bunch of looks. We had 6 showings and 4 offers. Because what we did is we looked at the price, we priced it accordingly, and the condition of the other houses, condition of ours, price that thing accordingly to get those offers. And I told my clients to go, the buyers will tell you what it's worth. And sure enough, you had enough buyers that came out of that buyer pool and that were ready, willing, and able and wanted to rock and roll. And we ultimately got, the most amount that we could for that house and all that good stuff. So that's the thing you really got to, and my clients have worked really, really hard of getting their house ready to go. We had it professionally cleaned, and my clients, funny enough, they had, and most, I think probably I just tell any of my buyers when we're walking in the house, just know you're being recorded, whether it's audio or visual, with all the cameras. And my clients actually had their cameras in the house. Like, everyone commented on how clean the house was. I'm like, well, that sets it apart from the other houses that they've seen, and hence why you get a little bit more activity, you get a little bit more contracts written on that. So that's not every single case, but we do our best here at Chambers Real Estate Team to really get that house, get as many eyeballs as we can and get you that highest price in that marketplace. So that's kind of what we saw from a what happened in the market literally this last week. As obviously one of those 504 is one of the listings we had, and obviously under contract, same thing. So let's take a look at what the 30,000 foot view is doing here. This number, like I said, those have watched us every single week. This number doesn't change too much. This is what the media looks at. Oh, we have a lot of houses. We don't have a lot of houses, but they got to look at that first chart of how many are coming in, coming out. You having fun? Yeah, there's Russ. You say Russ? So, just under 3,700 homes active in the Omaha Lincoln market. We had 2,100, just under 2,200 homes in the Douglas Sarpy County area. Existing homes at the 1150. You want to get down? You can go run around. There you go. Say go, 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 go. So 1142 existing homes. That's probably, I think we were talking in our mastermind group, that's the most amount of homes we've had for existing since about 2018. So we're seeing a lot of houses in that regards. And then we have the bunch of buckets here, the new construction just at 1032, months of inventory 3.2. So we're creeping into that kind of more neutral market, which, and each market is different. So you got to look at what your neighborhood is doing, all that kind of fun stuff. And, this is a big overview picture. Happy to go into more depth with it. We're gonna hear Mickey Mouse here. So he jumps on his little car here. But anyway, there you go. All right, off you go. Anywho, so the market's going crazy. In that regards, obviously my kiddo's going crazy here, having fun. But if you have any questions on the real estate side, let me know, and then we'll jump in here with Russ and see how things are going on the mortgage side. I'll put myself on mute so you're not hearing the Mickey Mouse car go. Maybe you can't. I don't know.
Yeah, can't hear a thing, Mark. Mortgage rates right now are sitting at the highest level since July, and that's really not unusual. October, the last several years, has pushed interest rates higher. We talked about that in last week's video, but we also, of course, will have some big data coming out both tomorrow with the Personal Consumption Expenditures Report, which is the Federal Reserve Bank's favorite measure of inflation. Friday, we have the non-farm payroll report, and on Tuesday, hopefully we'll know who the new president is. And once we get past those three things, on the 7th, we have the Federal Reserve Bank meeting with their next open market committee meeting. So we have a very active next 7 days here. And so we expect some volatility in rates. But assuming that the economy is not chugging along too quickly, we should see rates stay in this range, maybe start to move down if we see some weaker economic data. Some of the data that came out earlier this week is suggesting that maybe those cracks are continuing to be there, and that might play favorably for rates. Having said that, though, this is a great chance, and we've mentioned it in previous weeks. Great chance for those of you that want to buy a home. You can, in many cases, get the seller to help out with some seller paid cost that wasn't available a few months ago. As we head back to the spring of next year, we get into a more active market where there are more buyers on the street, and sometimes it's harder to get that help. So if you're thinking about buying a home, I'd encourage you to consider buying it today. We can always refinance next year if the rates come down. But that way you're able to get what you need at the price you want, not have to pay big appraisal gaps, etc.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we saw too. Like on the listing that I just had, the first offer that came in asked for a substantial amount of closing costs, and my seller's like, "Well, what do we do?" I'm like, "Well, let's see what we have come in." And then basically, as we had more offers come in, that first offer adjusted theirs and said, "Okay, we won't ask for a huge chunk." Because basically, when you get multiple offers, you're looking at the net to the seller. The sellers, it doesn't matter if they're because all the sellers is really not paying the closing costs. They're allowing you to finance them into the purchase price of the house. So, for the seller, it's just what's that bottom line? What are they going to net on the sale of their house? What are the terms and all that kind of fun stuff when you go into that? But like you said, if you get some of those houses that are on the market, like I would say, the ones that are in that same subdivision that have been on the market for 30 days, they don't have multiple offers, you may be able to go in there and offer them, a fair price for that house. And maybe, you can ask, the seller to allow you to finance some of those closing costs into the loan, and that kind of stuff. So those are things that, from that negotiation standpoint, buyers are starting to do that, starting to look at that. But, the homes that are, like you said, there are a few of those, like the one we have listed this weekend that may have multiple offers. And then we're kind of back to, what's going on in the last year or so. But you want to make sure you're working with an agent that can understand that and know how to best position you as a buyer to get into that house, and is that house worth what it is, and give you a good market analysis of what's going on in there to know exactly how to get that house. Like I said, my goal and any of my buyers, and I tell this to all of them, is to get you a seat at the table. If I can get you a seat at the table with that seller, we can negotiate it, and you can say yes or no. Rather than getting a multiple offer situation, and all of a sudden you're going, well, why didn't we get the house? And we, because we asked for this, this, and this. But if we can at least get in front of that seller or that seller's agent and say, hey, would you do this or this? Like I called, same thing. I called, from a listing agent. I called the buyer agent and said, hey, here's where we're at. Is your client willing to do X? And well, no, they're not. This is where they're at. I'm like, okay, great. That's fine. Then we decided to go with another offer, but we gave that person a chance, to adjust their offer based on, the terms and stuff like that. So, that's what we try to do, get the best deal, for our clients, whether that's the sellers or the buyers, and make sure that they're educated and say, why are we doing what we're doing? Why'd you offer this? Why are we listing the house at this price versus this price? And we're not just shooting in the dark. We have, the data that we can pull up off the showing service and say, in the last 30 days in this neighborhood, basically those couple of their houses, those 3 other houses that were on the market, use the same showing service. So their data is in that I can pull. Not a lot of agents know how to do that. It's not, rocket science, but, agents just don't pay any attention to some of that stuff and say, hey, you have 17 buyers that have looked at the houses in your neighborhood in the last 30 days. How can we appeal to those buyers and be the bride and not the bridesmaid, in that sense. So, but yeah, happy to help. Give us a holler. Numbers down here, 672-7670. If you have any other thing you want to chat about, hit us up on any of our social media platforms. Happy to help, and have a great Halloween tomorrow. Stay safe and all that good stuff, and make sure you have some of that parent tax on that candy, and make sure everything's safe like my parents did, right? Oh, this one doesn't look safe, just eating it. So, but anyways, appreciate everybody. Russ, you have anything you want to add?
That's it. Make sure you
All
vote
right.
next week.
Yeah, get out and vote. Yeah, your vote matters, all that good stuff too. So, and hope you guys enjoyed a little background music with Mickey and his flying away on his jet here. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but say bye, Camden. You say bye? Okay. You say goodbye? Say bye-bye. You leave. Say bye-bye. Okay, have a good day.